Hi guys, can you hear me? Please, somebody confirm. Okay. Yeah, so let's get started. And this is our regular Fridays AMA, but we are in a new place actually. So we have been doing those AMAs in the fast channel. We will keep doing this, but let's switch from time to time because we need to develop our main channels, and this time we will be in Waves official channel. Maybe some other time we can come to some project group. So let's just make it more interesting. So let's get started, and maybe not everybody was following my previous AMAs in the previous channel. So how we do this usually? There is some like intro part where I tell you about what was happening in Waves last week, and then you just ask questions. You can just type. You can also speak up if you want, but it's not necessary. Usually people just don't want to speak because they can just type. But if you really want to speak, it's okay as well. And then the like questions, and at the end, I just usually wrap up the EMA with some plans for the next week. Next week is our motto, so very important what's going to happen next week. So let's get started. This week was interesting because we had some influx of new people to Waves because we had a power campaign. There was like a lot of participants. It's an airdrop, but it's okay, So what can you do? Not everyone was bought there, So we had some real people, because it was like visible by on-chain activity. So I think we have some new members to our community, which is great. And now they will receive power tokens. And guys, I can explain what they're going to get, because I think there is some confusion around this. You will get, you got already actually power tokens, and they are staked in Power Protocol, and they can be unstaked in 2 weeks. And if you want to receive staking interest, you need to participate in Power DAO. It means you have to vote for proposals. It doesn't matter how you vote. You can vote for proposals, you can vote against them. All you need to do is participate, just vote. And then you're going to get high staking interest. It's like quite high because there is some inflation, which is divided only between those who vote. So I think it's 100% currently of APY. So I recommend you stay there. You don't sell your power, because how can you sell your power? It sounds very stupid. Keep your power. Hold on to it. So this is what's going to happen. And I think this campaign was pretty successful. Maybe we will have some other campaigns for other products on Waves soon. And Waves is coming back to life. Maybe not everyone here has been following Waves closely. We are a new group, so we have been facing like a lot of different issues. And now we're slowly coming back. So we will have more campaigns like that for different products, and it's just starting, and things are starting to look brighter, at least. So what else was happening last week? We had an IDO on WX. This is like the first IDO that happened on WX, on our main DEX. Stake Booster project launched. It was a pretty good IDO, actually. And I think they have a pretty interesting future, because if WX does fine, Stake Booster will do fine as well, because this is like convex to curve. Stake Booster to WX is what convex is to curve. It's like a very important it might be a very important product for Waves ecosystem because it allows you to receive boosted profits on WX without a token lock. And that was like it was the idea wasn't very big, but it's a good start, I guess. So what else? We have our meme coin, which is called Pete, and I'm like in charge of that meme coin. And there was some like important developments for that meme coin as well. Staking was implemented, and the first NFT was launched. And it works like that when a certain price, when a certain price is reached on the market, this NFT is issued to a trader who makes this trade. The first NFT has already been issued, and the next target is set. So the next person who buys Pete at that like target will receive an NFT that pays him or her 5% of all trading fees for Pete. And trading fees for Pete are very high because they're set to be 1%. And this is the idea, basically. You have very high fees, and you buy back Pete with those fees. So there's a constant buying pressure, which makes Pete price go up and reduces its supply. And there is some like incentives for people to participate, NFTs that you get, and maybe we'll come up with something else. Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, like summarize what I've just said. Start asking your questions, but please remember that it's not a fun chat. So you should somehow be at least a little bit politically correct. Not too much, but still. Please ask me your questions. Yeah, guys, I was on mute somehow. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Maybe I just... yeah, why stake boosters sell their WX tokens? It's a very good question. They stopped and they... I didn't expect them to do that, guys. I'm like, I'm always very transparent and like when I can and blunt, So I did not know that they would do that because I couldn't, think that they would do that, but they did. So I reached out to them and they stopped and they made buyback. They bought WX back. Because in my mind, it's very strange because people can see that the WX price goes up together with XTN price. So I don't think that anybody would sell, because it seems so stupid. But Stake Booster sold, but they bought back. So Stake Booster is a good product, potentially. There's no product yet. But I think they're going to do fine in future, and that was minor misunderstanding, which we eliminated. And as you know, and it's not a secret either, so I borrow some funds on Puzzle, and for me this is like not nice because the health of my accounts goes down, and I was just looking at the market and thinking, who the fuck is selling WX? And it turned out that it was Stake Booster, so it was really funny. So for me, it's like it's not nice, because it's much worse for me than it is for you because I have some positions on Puzzle collateralized with WX. So for me, it's like unpleasant. Let's call it like that. It's not due to miscommunication. I just couldn't believe that anybody would do that, So I didn't tell them not to sell. Okay. But they made a buyback, and it's very visible, so it's all good now. Ask me more questions. The same people just moved from fast chat to this chat. It's pretty funny. Is Keeper working? No, Keeper is not working yet. I understand why you're asking, because only in Waves Keeper you can see your NFTs. You can't see your NFTs in WX client. Will be implemented next week. What is the next marketing for Power? It's ongoing. The next goal for Power is the promotion of MotherDAO Treasury. And this is a separate thing. I want to basically launch MotherDAO Treasury. There's going to be some treasury swaps between MotherDAO and upcoming projects that are moving to Power. And also there's going to be this feature where you can deposit some XTN or Waves DAO Treasury and receive some power for that. Basically buying power from the source. And that will create some treasury in Power DAO, which will be used to promote Power Protocol and basically boost the price of Power token. And this is like a separate pitch that I want to formulate and try to explain it to people. So this is the idea: when people get together, they have some asset all together, and they pool their funds to make that asset price go up. So basically, I think it's a very interesting and simple idea. Power has also some other usages, of course. It's a governance token. But to work as governance token, it has to have some monetary value. The higher that value is, the better. So one of the goals, MotherDAO will actually have two goals. First goal is the governance, and it helps child DAOs to resolve their governance issues. And the second goal is making Power token more valuable through different means. So basically, from that perspective, it's very simple. If you participate in MotherDAO, there is some treasury and there is some collective decision making, which decides what to do with the treasury to make Power price go higher. Very simple. And everybody in the community has power. So basically, you all work together to make Power more valuable. If you care only about financial aspect of the thing, and it works as well from that point of view. If you just care about the Power price, you can participate in decision making, which should the price go up. And this is the second phase of this campaign, which we will start, when? Next week. Where can I find VEG? What's VEG? When Family DAO? What's Family DAO? You should launch it, my friend. Elaborate what you mean, swap by MotherDAO. Okay, so for example, it was kind of announced, so it's not a secret, that a neutrino protocol is gonna transition to MotherDAO, to Power. And they will make an official announcement, but the general idea is quite simple. So they, in terms of interaction with MotherDAO, they have to spend some NSBT tokens to MotherDAO Treasury, and in return they receive Power, which Neutrino DAO participants can stake and participate in the governance process. Very simple. So there is some NSBT which wasn't issued, and it still remains at the smart contract, I think around 200K. And part of that NSBT will just go to Power Treasury, to the MotherDAO Treasury of Power DAO. And in return, Neutrino protocol gets some power tokens. Very simple. I don't know what VEG is, guys. I think you have a very elaborate ecosystem around egg now. So I'm not even trying to, get into the finer details. I think you're doing great. And hello to Bram. I think Bram is doing a great job, actually. Yeah, and yes, yeah, guys, and it's very important. I want to. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I planned to actually announce some kind of contest because like we are on a big channel. There's like 20,000 people here. At least this channel has 20K members. So let's do some Twitter contest. And I think we will have a big campaign for Pete. Pete is a meme coin, and some people don't like it, but please understand that it's a game. So Pete is not some kind of like investment product. It's a trading game. So please treat it as such. Don't treat it as like a long-term investment. It means that the goal of Pete is just to reinvigorate Waves community, create some trading volume on WX, and have some fun. So we'll have a very big Pete campaign soon. Okay, like I don't know, very big or just big, something similar that we have to Power with Power, and that's why I want to actually. Like play some game where you have to comment and retweet my last tweet on Twitter. It's about Power Protocol. There is an article about Power, like it's called Philosophy of Power. I posted it today. It explains what actually Power Protocol means, how it works. I think it's pretty, maybe not for everyone, but it's not technical. I try to make it very simple. So please retweet and comment, and randomly one retweeter and commenter will be selected by the marketing team, and that lucky person gets 1,000 Pete tokens, which is approximately $250 currently. So once again, please find the tweet with an article, with a post on Medium, which is called Philosophy of Power. Retweet and comment, and you have a chance to win 1,000 Pete tokens. Please do it until the end of the AMA. Sorry, I should have probably announced it sooner, but I was so focused on different things that were happening that I forgot about it. Yeah, cool. Official Pete holder food chain, awesome. Pete is just launching, guys. Some people don't like it, but okay. The goal of Pete actually is pretty simple. I explained, and maybe I should add that one of the goals of Pete was to help ducks. And some people are saying that Pete starts to hurt ducks somewhat because people sell eggs. But we will change the strategy, I guess, because initially Pete was like bootstrapped by using egg token. And this is the only connection that Pete has to ducks. But now I think it's over, and this is the next phase when people should trade Pete not for egg, but for other assets like waves. So we are starting this phase, which should take Pete to at least like $1 and higher. Galka is asking the most active member of our community, I think, is Galka. That's for sure. No competition even. So WX governance will join in PowerDAO. Yes, I have a plan for Waves WX network DAO, I'm discussing it with the guys from WX. And there is an idea basically to do something similar to what Neutrino is going to do. Basically, you distribute power to GWX holders, and they can participate in the governance process. And also, there's going to be treasury donated from like the team reserves of WX tokens. And in case of like successful governance, meaning that WX token goes in price, because the goal of the DAO will be like growing the value of WX token. Very simple. In this case, DAO participants get a reward, basically. So like they get like a share of that upside in WX price. It's very simple. So it's like it doesn't involve like, you don't need to, if you have GWX, you don't need to deposit anything to the treasury. You just need to participate in the governance. But you will be able to deposit something to the treasury and get power for that and participate in the governance process. So basically, there's going to be two ways to participate. Either you have the GWX or you just deposit to the treasury and basically buy this power to govern WX. But more on that later, I guess, because it won't be announced like today. This is some kind of like a taste of the idea, I would say, not the detailed description of it. Drop power on Surf. No, it's not going to happen because Surf holders, they at the same time are G and SBT holders, because if you have Surf and if you stake it, you get G and SBT, and G and SBT holders will receive power. So in a way, you can say that there's going to be a power airdrop to Surf holders, but it's going to be not direct. So if you stake Surf, you will get power in Neutrino DAO. So through this, you basically get the airdrop, but it's not just like for nothing. Yeah, you get power, and you can participate in Neutrino governance. Eventually, you can sell it if you want. So it's it's a fair airdrop. It doesn't mean that your power should be locked forever. So if you want to unlock it, you will. So yeah, I can say that Surf holders will receive power as well, but it's not going to be so direct. So they will receive power staked in Neutrino DAO. Nice. Time, I think it's really soon. As I said, Neutrino team wanted to announce it this week, but okay, they didn't manage, so it's coming next week. So how much power do we plan to issue for the old governance? In Neutrino protocol, it's going to be based on effectively on the market value on SBT. So and the exact numbers will be published. But the idea is to match what is issued in power to what is transferred to Mother DAO treasury. Yeah, when people ask me something, when something's going to happen, you know the answer always. Yeah, guys, it's next week. Third time is a charm. Remind me the first two times. What has been decided on what will happen to the waste stuck inside virus V1? I actually explained. So there is like XTN in V1 virus. It's like collateral, more or less. And that collateral can be used to release people from V1 through vesting. And the trick is to make those amounts match approximately. So it depends on XTN price. And I said that I think that when XTN price is like around 10 cents, the vesting can start. So we are pretty close to that point, I guess. So the idea is to just actually allow vesting for V1. So people can get XTN, sell it, and basically be done with it. It's a very simple idea, and why it should work, because the amount of XTN locked in V1 is approximately the same as the amount of outstanding debt, so to say. So it's not like in Wales market on virus, whereas there is this huge mismatch. Yeah. So, but here they're approximately the same. So my goal is to basically unlock V1 when XTN is around 10 cents, and we are hopefully pretty close to that point. Let me just, I have some. Okay. No, I don't have to do anything. Yeah. So we have more participants here actually. So let's do that more often, because in FAT chat we had less people. More questions, guys. And we have some people that I didn't see in the FAT chat. Yeah. Sorry, man. What are the steps a Waze protocol is going to gain trust? This is like this is a question which makes me kind of like, want to kill myself, because I think that, okay, so let's not make it too extreme. A blockchain idea is to make a trustless technology. So when people are talking about trust, it makes me mad, and basically it's not used for really trustless applications. It's just currently it's just a medium to launch shitcoins and sell it to people. And for that you do need trust, but the idea of blockchain was exactly the opposite, to make a technology that is trustless. So probably, guys, I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to stick to promoting that idea. And you may trust me, you may not trust me, it doesn't matter. You should trust the technology. And because blockchain is a technology that was supposed to replace trust. And what we have now is just the exact opposite of this. But I still remember the initial idea, guys. So I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to try and create a really trustless ecosystem where people understand how it works without trusting anybody. You have some governance process based on Power Protocol, which is essentially trustless. So everything should be trustless. And trust me, I'm going to be working on that as much as I can. So I don't really need any kind of personal trust, guys. So I just don't need it. Thank you very much. Yes, don't trust, verify. Exactly. It's nice when people trust you, but this is not what I'm trying to achieve. And I say it very clearly. So let's make this point very clear. I'm not going to try to make you trust me again, because I don't want it, I don't need it, and this is not my goal. What means power for Waze on Waze ecosystem? Power is the governance protocol. I think more or less everything should move to power on Waze. A lot of projects are moving to Power Protocol on Waze, and new projects will use Power Protocol at launch, I guess. Just when they're launching, they're going to be using Power DAO to bootstrap their product, because basically anything can be DAO based. You need to understand. So a project can run on a DAO model from the beginning. So the full cycle of project growth can be done through a DAO. Fundraising, conceptualizing the idea, ideating everything, so choosing the right executors for the idea. It all can be DAO based, and it allows you to, like eliminate trust. It's like you basically distribute responsibility between all the members, and you choose the members who are more effective managers. And it resolves so many problems. Basically, I think also some other products on Waves projects on Waves will move to Power model. And for example, there can be like different development teams. Basically, have some protocol, and it is like been maintained and developed by the whole community. So there can be different teams that can basically bid for proposals, so like some idea to implement something. And there is like several teams who want to do that. And people choose a team, and basically there's some kind of auction. So basically, you don't have one developer team. Like there is like many developer teams who work on the same protocol, and people can just choose the team they like better. So it makes the process decentralized, and there is no one beneficiary. Because if you follow what happens in crypto now, probably know about SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission in the US. Gensler is the guy who is in charge there. And he said that everything, probably except for Bitcoin, is a security, including Ethereum. And where this idea comes from, you always have a team that is behind a blockchain. So there's always a beneficiary somehow. Just some team that has a lot of tokens, some whales, there's always a beneficiary. So in a way, he's right. And everybody hates him, but he's right, actually. So even Ethereum, so it has a lot of whales, and there is like a development team with, or like, I don't know, Cardano, how much Cardano tokens does Cardano team have? It's like, I don't know, a lot. So there is a very clear beneficiary there. And when there is a beneficiary, it makes an asset like almost a security. So, and there's going to be always a problem if we don't move to the DAO model, which like eliminates those whales and those like beneficiaries, making everyone a beneficiary, making the community as a whole a beneficiary. So I think this is the only way to proceed for crypto projects, actually. It's not something that like unnecessary and it's just some kind of a whim. This is something that is really needed by blockchain projects. This is the only way to operate in the future, because either you'll be sued by some like government agency, or as it happened with for example, Tornado Cash, when guys like didn't do anything bad. They're just coders. They didn't do any money laundering, obviously. You can even go to jail, for just coding, for not doing any kind of business, actually, for coding, So this is crazy. And the only way to fight this is to create those like teams and communities as a DAO, So there is no like one team, one beneficiary who, the government can sue. Power is a governance revolution. Thank you very much. I'm trying to make it happen. This is the idea, kind of like. Is there any plan to make it easier to buy power and use it? Yeah, but why is this difficult, actually? So probably we have kind of like limited resources now, as you know. But potentially we will just enable buying power token with a credit card, I guess. Waiting for Pepe team to implement fiat in Waves ecosystem, because now we're living without fiat in Waves. So it's kind of hard. You need to have this like on ramp, and currently there is no fiat on ramp in Waves, because Pepe team has limited resources as well. but they're going to do it. So as soon as there is fiat on ramp, I think we will just offer this opportunity to buy a power token just with your credit card or a debit card. You hate whales. The ones in Neutrino try to save the system several times, but the team never listened to them. I never heard, very reasonable proposals, to be honest. I'm not trying to somehow hurt anybody's feelings. But the thing is, with Neutrino and similar products, it's like they're based on incentives. And incentives don't work, unfortunately. So if to summarize, incentives work under normal circumstances. But when your circumstances are abnormal, incentive stops working. So you have this black swan event, which might not even happen, but when it happens, it destroys everything. So this is an experience that I went through. So I don't believe in incentives anymore, to be honest, guys. So it's very tricky how you should implement those incentives to withstand those abnormal market conditions. And why DAI works, for example, because they have some issues with incentives, actually, because, for example, the reason why people issue DAI is not so clear. So it's been bootstrapped mostly by the DAI team itself. But on the other hand, DAI is stable because there is no incentives to maintain the pack. The pack is maintained through over collateralized model, CDP it's called, and basically when the collateral goes down, those DAIs are just burned and collateral is sold. So all is good. So that DAI is taken out of circulation. There is no incentive there. There is some small incentives, for example, for liquidators when they liquidate those positions, those vaults with some premium. But there is no incentive to maintain the price as it was in Neutrino. So I kind of don't believe in those incentive-based models, and I kind of believed in them because I can be very honest, guys. So you base your projections, future projections on your experience. So we haven't experienced anything similar to the situation that we had last year before. So I wasn't prepared anyway. Yeah. So, but now, yes, I understand that it's a little bit trickier, and you don't need to trust somehow. You don't need to trust because incentives are built on trust. You trust that people would behave in a certain way, right? It's an assumption. You assume something. So basically, you trust your instinct somehow. But they don't have to behave in the way you want them to behave. And this is what is happening. So you need to create systems that are trustless, and they shouldn't depend on the way people interact with them. So their behavior shouldn't change depending on the human's behavior. And this is what we are gonna stick to in the future, I guess. Any CME? Thank you for good questions. Actually, a lot of good questions from you, and they're very serious. Always happy to see you here because you ask good questions. Any updates on Waze L2? L2, no. We have a transitionary release, some intermediary thing. Waze 1.5 is going to be launched in October, and it will be a preparatory thing for Waze 2.0. Some smart contracts calls will be updated. Some new right language features will have to be implemented. And there is also this idea to basically make the network much faster, because you'll be able to run a node. Okay, it's going to be a light node, but still it will be a very able participant of the network. You'll be able to run it on a $10 VPS because there's going to be this process when you can just apply the state change to your local state. You won't have to make any calculations, complicated calculations, and it's based on the consensus itself. So I think it's a very neat idea, actually, which nobody has implemented yet. So it's like zero knowledge proof without zero knowledge, so to say. It's a very interesting thing in and of itself. So it will be implemented in this intermediary release, 1.5 Waves, and Waves 2.0, which is not the full Waves 2.0, I guess, but it will be called Waves 2.0. Will be launched around January, I guess. And this is what's it going to be? It's going to be a network which supports multiple L2 EVM networks. So there's going to be one network at first, which we will bootstrap, and currently you have L2MP token, which will be the mining token of that network. Basically, if you have this token, you will be able to lease it to miners and receive the new L2 token. This is the idea here. And we will launch it. But there can be also different networks. So it's somehow like what other projects are doing now. For example, Polygon, they're launching a network of Zk-based L2s on top of their L1 Polygon. This is something similar, but without zero knowledge. Maybe it will be added in the future. Because in my opinion, zero knowledge is pretty close to being used effectively in production, but not quite there yet. From what we have seen, actually, we have made some tests with a node team in terms of how much computing resource you need to effectively generate proofs, and it's kind of not exactly there, So maybe it's going to be there quite soon, but not yet. So we won't have zero knowledge in the first release, but you will be able to run your Solidity code on those L2s. And after that, I think we will return to L1 scalability, and there is several ideas regarding that as well. It's going to happen late next year. But L2 will launch at the beginning of the next year. So once again, Waves 1.5 October, Waves 2.0 January next year. And that's when your L2MP token will start to matter, to mean something. Because now they're very cheap, because they have no utility. And it's inevitable. So the fact that they're cheap, it's inevitability, Yeah. But maybe if you believe in the project, and I don't need it, as I said, trust is not needed, but if you think, because the white paper was published, I think it's reasonable. If you read it, if you like it, I think it's a good moment to accumulate some L2MPs, because the staking interest is very high for it. And staking works very simple, in a very simple way for L2MP. A part of supply is reserved for staking. Since not so many people converted to L2MP, they receive a lot of those tokens, and the APY is very high currently. People who converted receive a lot of L2MPs, because APY is very high. It's 400% now. So maybe it's a good moment to accumulate some L2MPs for the future. Think about it. How can you see the path of L2MP? Yeah, so basically you will be able to basically lease it to one of the nodes on Waves, the way you lease Waves currently. And you will be receiving L2 token in return. It's the same thing that you do when you lease Waves to a miner, and he or she, I mean Galka, pays you your profits and withholds some part of the profits for themselves. The same will happen to L2. Basically, you will have to stake your L2MP to a smart contract with the list of nodes in it. And the nodes will basically pay you your L2 tokens, taking some part of the mined tokens for themselves, like 5%. So you'll be able to choose a node, and I think we will implement this in this like staking site right on waves.io. And soon you will be able to choose a node you wanna lease your L2MPs to. And maybe it will start providing some utility at least. Who is Galka? Yeah, everybody knows Galka. Come on. Everybody on Waves, and soon everybody in the world. Sasha, if you're being held hostage and forced to say it, no, I genuinely appreciate Galka's input because she's very active. What will happen with unswapped L2MP? Yes, it will be burned. So it's just a transitionary token. It will have no value when L2 token is launched. So it's like some very technical token, which is meant to take us from waves, from current waves to waves 2.0. I have some ways DLP. What to do with them? You can either sell or just you can redeem them when there is the redemption time. It happens every 3 months. So I think the next period is in about 2 months. It depends on the performance of the Waves DAO. So if I were you, I would just keep them for the time being, and just you will sell them later. So now you can only sell when there is redemption time for Waves DAO. You can redeem them. So this is a clear answer. And there will be 10 million of the tokens. Not really. So there's going to be like 10 million of L2 tokens, and L2MP holders will receive that supply basically. So it doesn't depend how many L2MP tokens are swapped. People who like not swapped but leased to the miners. Because this is a mining power, you know. So if people just forget to lease some tokens, they will be excluded from the total mining power, and they will receive no L2 token. So, but there is still plenty of time for that. So you will be able to choose your node. There is like lots of time to do that. What will be the criteria for nodes to participate in L2 staking? The idea is actually, I think it's pretty neat, in my opinion. Any Waves node can become an L2 miner. So that's the idea, because we don't want to hurt the current ecosystem. And if you mine Waves, if you're a miner, you will be able to mine L2 token as well. So because we want to basically not touch the L1 that we have. And those L2s will just interact with the L1. That's it. So if you are a Waves miner, you automatically become L2 miner as well. Yes, Galka said it right. All nodes can participate. They might choose not to, but by default, you can mine L2 transactions as well and receive L2 token if you're a Waves miner. Okay, guys, so some more questions. Please participate in the contest where you get 1,000 PET. You have to retweet and comment my last tweet about Power Protocol. There is a post called Philosophy of Power or Power Philosophy. I don't remember. Like philosophical post, I would say. But it's very simple, actually. It's as clear as possible without any sophistication, I guess. So maybe I should tell you what's going to happen next week. I think 1 or 2 projects will announce moving to Power Protocol. Basically, I can see a lot of people here from the Russian community, for example, Toxic. They're thinking about launching their own DAO as well. Like FUD DAO, which should be fun. And I think they will launch something. There is a lot of discussion. I sometimes participate, provide feedback. So anybody can launch a DAO, guys. I really want you to launch your DAOs, as many as possible. So I think we'll see more DAOs soon on Waves, and everything is going to be DAO on Waves. So this is it. What else is planned for the next week? Let me maybe check some notes. Yeah, I think we might launch a pit campaign next week because people love meme coins. I'm not like a crazy fan of meme coins, but I don't hate them. They have no meaning besides like having fun, you know. So please don't think that meme coins can be an investment. This is the only thing I ask you to do. But for Waves, it's a very good thing. Now, it could be a very good thing because it will attract more people. It will create some trading volume. It will create some trading fees on WX, which are needed to buy back those like depegged stable coins. So it's a good thing. And always when there is some like motion activity, it's probably good. So I think we'll have this campaign for Pete. I can guarantee you that it will happen next week, but it might. Also, we'll continue with the Power campaign along the lines I described at the beginning of the AMA. We will promote Mother DAO participation and Mother DAO treasury, so people can buy Power to participate in the treasury. And there's going to be some treasury swaps between different projects on Waves and Mother DAO. Maybe we will have Waves 2.0 or 1.5. I'm sorry, 1.5 on the StageNet next week. Not on the testnet, but on the StageNet. It's like internal testnet. What else? Lots of things actually. So so it's hard to pick one or two even. DAOs are very important, and Waves 2.0 and its preliminary stage, which is called Waves 1.5. So stay tuned. Pit campaign will be very important. Exactly. Yeah. So okay. Yes. So I think that's it for today. Any rewards for being here? Yes, please participate in the Twitter contest. Retweet my last tweet about the Power Protocol and comment there. And you have a chance to win 1,000 PET, which is $250 currently, which is not bad for just retweeting. So guys, thank you very much. I think it was a very nice place, this like official chat. I think we will do that from time to time here. We will be back to the FAT chat as well, and to some other chats, just to pump all the chats, not only some particular chat, but more Waves chats should be active. Power to the people, ride on Waves. Have a great week. And see you next week, guys. I love you all. Bye.